4th of July, and it's like, hey, just be wary of my dog.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that was me last night too.
I was the dog. I woke up and I'm like shaking like a leaf over here, you know? I was getting anxious, but nevertheless, man, 2025, we are into a new calendar year, as the kids say.
Oh, my God.
We have one college football playoff semifinalist.
You didn't do anything last night, though.
I didn't do anything at all. Did you do something?
No, nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I did yesterday? I'll tell you what I did yesterday.
Do?
I made Matty Ice give up the game of golf.
Oh, God.
I brought one set of clubs to the course. I left with 2 sets of clubs. Matty Ice gave up the game. We played TPC in Tampa yesterday, and the belt-to-ass whooping I put on Matty Ice, and it's honestly, it wasn't so much me as Matty Ice in his own head, was just all over the place. And I'm like, yeah, and again, I love Matty Ice, so again, these clubs will be given back to him when he's good and ready, because I don't want him to give up the game because he's a good time playing with it. But he's like, Connie, I'm done, bro. I'm done. You know how Matty Ice is.
I can hear it.
Yeah.
Let me keep it a buck.
Yeah, you keep it a buck with you. I'm done. I hate this game. Yeah. So I ended up leaving with the. And I tell you what, I had a phenomenal dinner at the clubhouse on Matty Ice. You know what I mean? We played straight up. You know what I mean? And if I knew he was giving up the game, I would have ordered the ribeye.
What'd you get?
I got
the Wagyu sampler?
The chicken caprese sandwich. Unbelievable. Grilled chicken. Nice ciabatta. I can tell you what, the head chef there, not a Florida native, okay? This guy is from some Northeast program, all right, the Patrick School. You know what I mean? He played Northeast cooking, all right? He played big time ball up in the Northeast.
5-star recruit up there.
There's no way he got that Florida culinary education down here, I'll tell you that for sure.
Chuckster, good morning, Chucky. Chucky, real question is, are you still awake or are you getting up early today as well?
Yeah.
Chuck, I'll tell you what happened. As I got home, I'm swirling one glass in the first quarter of that Boise State game. I drink it and I'm like, what am I doing this for? I'm tired. I don't really know what I'm doing this for. But answer is yes. But not really in a fun way. But went to bed about 9:30 last night. I tried, Chucky, but they got fireworks at the wazoo over here. I was going crazy, but you know, it is what it is, man. You wake up, you face the music, and it's time to talk a little slab. Time to talk a little slab. Chucky, I know you'll be glued to the television set today, like most of America here, watching some college football playoffs. But before we look forward, we're going to look back last night. Boise State versus Penn State. A little preview of our show today. We're going to look back at last night's game. We're going to look ahead to our full slate of football today. I have created the NFL football playoffs, where essentially I've taken the NFL playoff teams and made it into the college football playoff. We'll break that down a little bit later. And just a brief Connie's Corner today. A little something I'm breaking out. I haven't seen Colin enough lately.
I haven't seen you enough.
And every time Colin sees me, he's been calling me haircut guy now for a week and a half.
That might be it. Because he didn't have the same the same jolt to my system as it has the past couple of days. That's okay. You know what I mean? I look forward to the next one.
You're going to look forward to it in a little while.
Exactly right.
Chucky's right. We'll talk about Bama a little bit as well and Jalen Milroe. Horrible game yesterday for Alabama.
Well, we were hanging out. That was the problem. Me and Jalen Milroe were kicking it 2 nights ago. And that's what happened.
Is there any truth to that at all?
No, there's not. But
I really believed it.
Say, he was in Tampa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why I thought maybe he was at TPC or something.
That's could have been
drowning his sorrows over there.
It was me, Jalen Milroe, and Matty Ice. You know what I mean?
That's who was paying for dinner.
Right.
All right, we had Boise State, Penn State last night, and that game, listen, the scoreboard.
Are we ever going to get a close game with these playoffs?
See, here's what I was going to say: is that honestly was not a bad game. It wasn't a great game, but you are 2 or 3 plays away from this being a one possession game. You're 1 play away from Boise State at least covering that game. Listen, man, and I got nothing against a coach being a good man of faith, you know, but this coach, every single interview, first thing he says is Jesus, and then he won't even go for it, you know? Why don't you let the good Lord help you out on 4th and 3?
You're saying Jesus take the wheel.
Jesus take the wheel on 4th and 3.
Citrus Bowl.
I don't know if the kicker was a man of faith, because he just kept trotting him out there, and the kicker's prayers were never answered last
they
night.
were not.
4th and short, like 3 different times in a red zone situation. Every single time I felt like Boise State went to kick. Listen, even had they gone for it, I still don't think they would have won the game.
I was just
but I'm
gonna
holding
say,
a plus 11 ticket, Conlon.
I had them in the first half, lady. I was sharp as a tack. I tell you what, I go to the hardwood yesterday. Marquette, the Golden Eagles, travel to Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence.
I know, I almost took Providence, by the way.
No, you didn't.
I'm glad
Thank
I did
God.
not.
And I'm going to go, you know what, I'm going to parlay this Boise State first half. Now, tell me right now, how much different is that first half if that field goal isn't blocked? If Boise State goes up 3-0, right? And Penn State, again, and this is my mother's a Penn State alum.
Okay.
I have Penn State blood in the family. I do not align with Penn State at all. But I will tell you, they travel. One of the best traveling fan bases in college football. That place looked like Happy Valley. When that the field goal was blocked, I go, oh boy, this is in trouble. And immediately drive down the field, score. That was a good game. I'll tell you what, this is not Sean Clifford. Drew Allen, you had his banging drum.
He's fine.
That was a good throw in the back end of Tyler Warren. 7-0. Come up, cough up the football. I'm telling you what right now. Boise State, the game was over in the first quarter. The game was over in the first quarter.
That's where I'll disagree, though, Connie, because I felt like the second half, it was a completely different ball game. 14-7, Penn State gets stopped on their first drive, or 17-7, excuse me. It was a 17-7
at the half.
17-14 game, I believe, after Boise State scores
on the first drive.
Half.
Yep.
To me, that's anybody's game. Like, I was feeling that this was anybody's game. Boise State then doesn't score for the rest of the entire game. They have 2 4th and short situations.
But again,
in the second half.
That's like going down in a college basketball game. You're down 15, you close it to 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you can never, because you were down 15.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can never swing that tide. You know what I mean? To take the lead, to get it close versus taking the lead is 2 very different things. And I just felt, again, at the end of the day, were you a believer? And again, I was saying this to myself, cursing to myself, rather. That's how I rung in the new year, about how I could possibly let this happen to myself again with getting talked into Indiana. You know what I mean? I was like, Indiana versus Notre Dame. And you told me, and you were telling me, no. Look at the front 5. Look at the fatties up front. As a fellow fatty myself, you know what I mean, but not with the muscle, but just, the pork belly that I have, I'm concerned that I overlook it again and I don't let the guys in the trenches really dictate who I'm believing in here. You know what I mean? Penn State up front was just, that first drive was...
Men against boys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Belt to ass.
Yeah.
Similar to my golf game yesterday.
There you go, Matty Ice. I'm sorry, man. Spare you today. But with the game last night, it's just Ashton Jeanty everyone's talking about Ashton Jeanty this, Ashton Jeanty that. He should win Heisman. And look, not that Travis Hunter did any better against freaking BYU and whatever Mickey Mouse Bowl that was.
Yeah,
but I felt like you saw a legitimate difference, which has me scratching my head because... let me ask you this, Connie. Do you feel a little bit different about Oregon now? Because, I was looking at this Ohio State,
that game was so early in the year.
And then Penn State, Oregon as well. I mean, both teams played Oregon and Boise State played them closer.
I had Penn State winning this game, I think, originally. I had them getting to Georgia, which will be obviously our conversation for later in the show. Again, it just at the end of the day, I don't know why. I had it all week. Right, with Penn State winning this football game, and then I get greedy. I see the plus money, and I'm like, you know what?
Well, because the path was there. The path was definitely there. Now, the question would be, do you feel differently about Penn State watching this game?
No, because they still concern me. The second half of Penn State is the reason why I was not in love with Penn State the entire year. Like, that first half of Penn State, that was pretty dominant football for the majority of that, forcing turnovers. Just again, it seemed when there needed to be a yard gained, right, where the offense gains it, the defense stops it. The Penn State held that edge all night. You know what I mean? And especially, it was never more evident than in the first 30 minutes of that football game. You know what I mean? Penn State a little bit sloppier in the second half. Again, and it starts early in the first half with Drew Aller fumbling the football. When it was 14-0, right?
Yes.
And they had the ability, that game could have been dead in the water. And again, Penn State's a little bit sloppy with the football at times. And that's Aller's kind of thing. I said that was Kevin Jennings' problem at SMU, and I said that's what's going to be his bugaboo in Happy Valley. Drew Aller can be a little bit careless with the football. Loaf of bread there, Josh.
Chandy's up early, man. Chandy's saying good morning, ladies. Good morning to you, Chandy. I cannot believe you're up at the crack of dawn.
Him and Dawg were probably out partying last night.
Him and Big Dawg?
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like Big Dawg. I don't know if Big Dawg made it to midnight the way he sounded at 5:30.
I texted Dawg and I said I came back from the golf course. I said, if you want to come over, I don't think I'm going to go out, but I'm just going to watch the game at my house. Dawg's like, no, man, I'm gonna take it easy. I said, good for you, Dawg.
Dude, Big Dawg. In case you missed it yesterday, by the way, Caglione Bazzana dual auto.
Who the hell is this guy?
That is nuts. That clip will be going on Instagram as soon as the show is over. I tell you that much. Big Dawg running lunch here yesterday was like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Why is that? I don't understand the connection here. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood to me seems pretty tame.
Yeah.
I don't remember Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood ever being like, "Come on, Chandy!" That's my Big Dawg imitation. It just felt wholesome. That's fair enough. It just felt right.
Yep.
It's funny because Big Dawg is so wholesome, and then I went to a Lightning game with him early when I met him, and all of a sudden he's like talking to me, and then all of a sudden he just looks up and he's like, "Come on, Vassy!" I'm like, "Oh, all right, there's the Big Dawg. There's the Big Dawg in there."
Is this the same one he was trying to sell the? You know what? I'm not even gonna bring it up. The
Yeah. He was selling her future repacks. Just saying, keep your eyes out for
those
that
orders
one.
are probably been placed a while ago.
Yeah, my time.
All right.
Nonetheless, back to the Penn State game. Yeah, no, man. For me, this showed why Penn State will ultimately lose in the next round, kind of regardless who they play, because they did everything they could. Like, they totally shut down Ashton Jeanty, and like you said, they still let Boise State back into the game a little bit. I think I underestimated the drop-off in size, the drop-off in talent between Boise State and Penn State, and I was greatly disappointed in that game all in all.
So real quick, I'm going to read you. So Jeanty's stat line, 30 carries, 105 yards. Yeah.
30 carries.
No touchdowns, 3.5 yards a carry. Does this validate Travis Hunter's Heisman more?
Does validate it more? Yes.
Okay.
But if you look at Travis Hunter's stats in his bowl game, or if you watch that bowl game, which I did, and I lost money on, I do question kind of Travis Hunter. I think the real main question here, Connie, and I'll throw it back at you for both of these guys. Forget about their Heisman. What about their NFL draft status? What about also those holding their Bowman U cards? Like, does it kind of like make you kind of say like,
we're not starting 2025 with Bowman U show.
Well, but I'm just mean like from the sake of like, if people are already holding some of these cards, if people are already investing in these guys, like, are you kind of thinking like maybe I should get off now?
Maybe no, Hunter, I don't think at all. I would say maybe Jeanty a little bit because obviously Penn State's defense is not an NFL defense, but it's closer to it than UNLV's is.
Yeah.
So I'd say maybe that a little bit hurts Jeanty because it was not overly impressive. Obviously, the fumbling of the football was a major issue and hurt them dearly early in that game. So I would say who am I feeling more like, today, it's Ashton Jeanty, not Travis Hunter.
Okay. Good to know.
I think Travis Hunter's going to go one regardless.
Ashton Jeanty, who I thought looked like a monster all season, looked very small yesterday playing against Penn State.
He looked very okay.
Yeah, not the guy that I was accustomed to seeing in the Mountain West. So eyes are peeled. I'm a little skeptical on Jeanty, but we'll monitor that, see what reports coming after draft. I feel like Jason would be a good guy to have his ears to the streets in terms of how Jeanty's draft.
We'll have to send him out to Lucas Oil.
Yeah, there we go.
Combine.
All right, Takani, so this is your biggest take so far going into the college football playoff.
Yep.
You sat here, we got it on video, banging the table.
Oh, was that recorded?
For Arizona State, Cam Scatterbo is exactly what you said.
Yep.
Today, I am you said it exactly. Arizona State will beat Texas. I'm telling you right now, I'll have a marching band following me around.
Yes.
Today's the day. We are hours away now from that game kicking off.
And
so,
it's
Connie,
starting to become real quick.
So, Connie,
it's starting to get real.
Go ahead. Spread is 12.5, by the way, today. Tell me how Arizona State wins the game. I'm curious to see if you still got it going. And El Garrett's a good morning to you. And that's what I said. I was shocked that he got absolutely stuffed last night. He did torch Oregon 180 yards.
Yeah, okay. Let me just touch on that point really quick, and then I'll get to my Arizona State. I'm not wiggling out of this one. I'm not wiggling out of this one. Again, I go back to this being that early in the season. That's a defense that is playing top tier football in Penn State. Oregon's defense at that point in the season, again, you're still figuring stuff out on both sides of the football. So I'll give you that. But okay, Arizona State, come on, Sun Devils. The Pitchforks are out today.
Shout out XC King.
Yeah. It is the time to put up or shut up, baby. And again, please don't have me coming in here. I don't even know what I said I would do. But I did say that we'd find a marching band. There's a local high school a half mile down the road here. I don't know if they take requests, but they will be learning the Arizona State
for the right price.
Yes, they'll be learning the Arizona State fight song. I'll tell you right now.
Marching band kids can get NIL money too.
Is again, what they need to do is force Quinn Ewers into playing a little bit like Drew Allen, a little bit loose with the football, because Quinn Ewers can have that problem too at times. What concerns me is if Arizona State is not able to rush for 4 or 5 yards a clip, which I think again that I got a little overzealous, you know what I mean?
After last night, you're starting to say,
I'm starting to see
the
big boys in the trenches have dominated and essentially dictated every one of these games so far. Now, again, I'm praying that we get one score game here. You know what I mean? Because all of us who are banging the drum for the college football playoff.
There's going to be 2 one-score games today.
Okay.
I'm going to make my Charles Barkley guarantee right there.
There we go.
Or single digit. Let's go single digit. 2 single-digit games today.
Okay. All right.
That's fair.
I want a one-score game. So I'm going to go, give me a minimum of one-score game today. I think it's going to be in this one, right?
Really?
I think it's going to be in this one.
Go Birds.
I'm praying it's in this one. No, like I said, Arizona State has to shorten this game. They have to run the ball. Again, the more time you give, the more possessions you give Texas does not help Arizona State's cause. You need Arizona State to hold the ball.
Keep it on the ground.
8 minutes at a time.
Give it to Scatterbo. Chip that clock away.
Force a turnover. Again, really kind of flip field position, different things like that. Do the little things because, again, you're not going to win. You're not going to beat Texas with over firepower. Texas has more firepower, just talent at the skill positions than Arizona State does. Which Arizona State can do, like I said, if they can control time of possession, and again, not turn the football over. They turn the football over, they're screwed. They give Texas any extra possessions,
100%.
They are screwed in this football game.
I will say, though, to your point, Connie, Texas has been, like you mentioned, they've been a little loosey-goosey. Quinn Ewers been a little loosey-goosey with the football himself. So I don't know if it's the total end of the world, but you're right. You're operating on thin margins. El Garrett's chiming in here. He says, been watching Oregon every week, and he's agreeing with you. Not the same team from week 1, but El Garrett, who seems like he knows, or he or she knows what they're saying, I think Arizona State has a shot. A team full of guys who play for each other is dangerous. Absolutely true.
Yeah.
They have that kind of like bleep you, we had no business being here anyway.
Right,
kind of
they have nothing to lose.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, the things get real tight down in Texas.
It's true.
I tell you what,
the amount of times they say, "Oh, Texas is back, horns are back up," you know.
Again, a bad loss, if you will, to Gunnar Stockton in the SEC championship game. I mean, again, I still think Carson Beck was the worst quarterback in the SEC. Not the worst, but here it comes out. The Cavender curse is 100% real. You saw Jake Ferguson cough it up this weekend in Philadelphia. Carson Beck has been atrocious since that's gone on. Listen, the Cavender twins won a job here. They certainly can. But here at the end of the day, the Gunnar Stockton-led Georgia Bulldogs, right, should not beat Steve Sarkisian with Quinn Ewers and the amount of talent on that Texas football team. That's a bad loss in the SEC title game for Sark. And they come out and they lose today to Arizona State. What's the feeling like in Austin?
I listen, I think it's still overall pretty positive because of who your backup quarterback is. I mean, look, today it's going to be a disaster, but it's not the same old panic. I think now you've done it for 2 years. Yep. This is a huge if question, Connie.
Right.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
1 o'clock.
I hope we do tomorrow. Quite frankly, it'll be fun. Good morning, Kozlowski. What's going on? Go Niagara, baby. Ben, do you have that Cam Scatterbo clip up?
Oh,
because this is what I love to see.
We have this on recording.
This is no. This is separate. This is from the press conference. This matchup has actually been a very fun press conference. First things first, let's go with the positives here. This is Cam Scatterbo talking about, I think he was asked about bandwagons or something like that with Arizona State. This is the positive, I think, of the 12-team playoff in college football. This is Cam Scatterbo with Media Day. I think it was yesterday.
Go ahead.
So this to me is the absolute positive side of the 12-team college football playoff. However, it has not been great so far.
No.
But I was thinking about this more as a neutral fan, saying this is so annoying watching Boise State get crushed, watching these other teams get crushed. But what it can do for you as a program, what it can do for you as a fan base, I think is absolutely massive. And I like what he said about going to Walmart, because I know you being a Rutgers fan, me being a Rutgers fan, being a Temple fan, I remember, when College Game Day came to town. Yeah. Right? Like, it's like no one cares
Rutgers
at all.
Rutgers still has not had College Game Day, but we'll get there, baby. Come on, Greg.
And to me, like, having a guy like Cam Scatamo to completely change the trajectory of a program in one single season and one single transfer. This is a guy who's coming from an FCS, I believe, or a junior college. Transferring into this. Yeah. What's going on, Mally Kozlowski over here? But the other thing here, Ben, the other clip I want to see is Quinn Ewers, because I don't know if you saw this, Connie. Quarterback of Arizona State said, I'm going to prove who the best quarterback is in this matchup. Oh, Jesus. Did you see that?
No.
This guy who, by the way, I didn't want to play the clip of that. This was Quinn Ewers being asked about, what did you make of the Arizona State quarterback saying he's the best quarterback in the matchup. This is Quinn Ewers. That is the difference right there between a guy who's having his 15 minutes of fame on a Linsanity run, making the college football playoff, and a consummate professional, a good NFL quarterback who says, I just want to congratulate them on a great season. He's like, oh, that's cute. You're trying to use my name to build up your draft stock, trying to get some more NIL deals, kind of get your name out there. Quinn Ewers just kind of goes, congratulations on a good season.
Me and the little
guy.
Yeah.
That's cute, little bro. Yeah. Let's go play football tomorrow.
Little guy.
Let's go play football tomorrow, and we'll really see what happens.
I don't necessarily love that, too, because Quinn Ewers is going to come out pissed off.
Exactly.
I don't really love that.
Why are you giving Quinn Ewers bulletin board material
on the ASU Media Day? All right, you know what I mean? I got a lot on the line here, all right? I should have been consulted with what we were going to be saying in the media there. Don't love that.
Oh, man, yeah. I'm going to take Texas today. I'm not going to bet on this game, to be honest with you. It's 12.5. Number's way too big. I was just getting a kick out of some of these. Theoretically, we are next on their schedule. Niagara? Well, I don't get that one, Kozlowski.
Yeah.
But theoretically, you never know. Any official play, or are you actually not going to end up backing this?
I'm not going to, because my heart says I want to bet Arizona State. Everything that I've seen over the college football playoffs so far it's going to be a wrap.
No, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that this time around. All right, the next game, biggest game of the day, in my opinion. Yeah. Ohio State, Oregon. Is this the People's National Championship? Remember there was like Houston Rockets, Golden State Warriors, Western Conference Finals a few years ago. Yeah. Went 7 games, and then the finals were like a sweep. You know what I mean? The real finals was the Western Conference
Championship. Was that when James Harden just didn't show up game 7?
Yes, game 7. That was exactly that.
Well, he was exhausted. James Harden's body is not meant to play, into May. But, I don't know if it's People's National Championship, right? I think Texas, Georgia, they would all have something to say about that. I will say I am beyond shocked. Brutus, Ryan Day, you're a bunch of crumbs. And a Tennessee win at home will not change that, all right? Why is Ohio State favored in this football game?
I couldn't tell you.
That is bizarre to me.
-2. -2 is the number out of last night.
You know what this is? This is the Jets and Houston Texans on Halloween.
Oh, God.
Yes.
No, don't say that.
No, it's not. Hopefully not.
For those who don't remember, Jets were inexplicably favored by 2 on Halloween, and they blew out the Texans. Yeah. But what do you mean by that? What do you mean?
It just doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. That's the first thing I brought up. You know what I mean?
I will say, I
got to squeeze the Jets minute in here.
Oregon. We'll talk about the Jets later, buddy. Don't you worry.
No. I want to that was one comment was enough.
I mean, I guess it's recency bias, right? Oregon has been off. Now you're penalizing Oregon for being off. Ohio State blows out Tennessee. It was a great win. It was an impressive win. I think this is the market overreacting to each game of Ohio State. The overreaction to the Michigan loss, which, by the way, hello, Michigan's not that bad, I guess. Michigan got better as the season went on.
Yeah, they definitely
Big win against Bama yesterday for Michigan. And now this is the market overreacting to an Ohio State blowout when Oregon's just been sitting at home getting rest. I'm taking Oregon today. I'm actually taking Oregon to win the national championship. Plus 425 is the number you can get that at. Oregon 132-31 when these teams met earlier. This is a classic hero versus villain story arc. Hero is Dan Lanning. The villain is Ryan Day.
I just, again, like, where, in what position group does Ohio State hold the advantage over Oregon?
Running back.
Okay.
There you go. Without a doubt there.
Is that the end all be? I mean, Dylan Gabriel, Will Howard, advantage Oregon by a wide margin.
Yes.
Skill position again. I would have said maybe wide receiver. I think Ohio State's receiver room is deeper than Oregon. But again, at the end of the day, I think it's not a game where physicality will be a major issue for either side. I don't think one side or the other is just going to win the war of attrition up front, and it's going to be a dominant war.
Kozlowski said refs are the difference between Ohio State and Oregon.
Yeah.
We'll see tonight, Kozlowski. Maybe the NIL
head
fund.
coaching at the end of the day. I put two things on a pedestal here. Hey, yo. I put two things on a pedestal in this game. I put coaching and the quarterback play.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
And that's massive advantage Oregon on both.
So, okay, I was looking at the numbers. Both coaches are in their first collegiate head coaching job, which I found pretty interesting. That both these guys, they've coached plenty.
Well, Ryan Day's been born on third base.
Bro, yeah. And then he's buddy Chip Kelly from New Hampshire, by the way.
Yeah.
That's where Ryan Day played quarterback.
Yeah.
With Chip Kelly, and then they both got back together with the Eagles. Oh, don't get me started. Chip Kelly is the Eagles head coach. But you asked me, what do these teams do well? I looked at some numbers here. Oregon 17th in passing, 38th in rushing. But meanwhile, Ohio State is the first passing defense in the entire NCAA. However, when these two teams met earlier this season, Gabriel tore him up.
Yeah.
341 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers.
Yeah.
So I don't think if you're Oregon, you're not scared of that big, bad #1 passing defense.
No.
The only blemish on Ohio State's record was this Oregon passing attack.
Yeah.
Look, with all due respect to the Big Ten, your boy Drew Aller only put 13 points. This is not a Big Ten offense. I think Oregon is going to be able to going to be able to pass and run with this Ohio State team.
Right.
I think we see a similar game as last time. Both teams are tied, by the way, 50th in red zone efficiency. I just thought that was an odd stat. They're very even on a lot of these statistics, looking up and down. You got a pick in this game, Connie?
I'm going to take Oregon, and now with that, I'm going to take Oregon outright. No ping pong cost. Get off the ping pong.
I would love to play ping pong.
Yeah.
No ping pong.
No ping pong. I'm going to take Oregon outright. Again, to me, that I had them, I believe, picked to win the whole thing. They're the better football team. They have the better quarterback, the better head coach. Just give me Oregon. I'm not going to think too much into it.
All right. Love it. We're going Oregon. Squad play here on that
Squad play.
All right. Notre Dame, Georgia, 8:45 p.m. kickoff. It's another night of 4 hours of sleep for Joshy boy here, I guess. Georgia, 1.5-point favorites over Notre Dame. Biggest question going into this game for me, Conlin. Who is Gunnar Stockton? Everyone knows about Carson Beck. Everyone knows about his Snapchats, his relationships, his national championships of years past, his first overall pick in mock drafts before the season started.
Tell you what, he should print those out and frame them.
Yeah.
He's not going to be a #1 pick. I tell you what, he's not going to be a #1 pick at the YMCA Flag League that he plays in next year.
I tell you what, you know who might be going #1 in some mock drafts in the future? Maybe Gunnar Stockton after this. Before I tell you about Gunnar Stockton, I have a piece of college football trivia for you. Connie trivia.
Oh, boy.
Who has completed a longer Division I pass? Gunnar Stockton of your Georgia Bulldogs or Jabu Lovelace, backup quarterback of the Rutgers Scarlet Knights back in the 2009 era?
Oh, my goodness. And one, shout out Jabu Lovelace. I tell you what, right now, I used to wear Jabu Lovelace eye black to the games and just had Jabu written on my face when I was 8 years old. So yes, I'm gonna say just out of sheer that you put this on there, Jabu Lovelace has some bomb in there.
No, not even. It's like a 33-yard pass
to Kevin Brock, and that is a Rutgers first down.
Jabu Lovelace has a longer completed pass in his career than Gunnar Stockton.
Jabu Lovelace
and Gunnar Stockton is the starting quarterback of your Georgia Bulldogs. So for those wondering who Gunnar Stockton is, he's a Georgia boy.
Yep.
He was born and raised in Georgia. Lifelong bloodline of Georgia fans. Pulled this straight off the Wikipedia. Stockton grew up in a family of Georgia Bulldog fans. His grandfather, Lawrence Stockton, was a University of Georgia alumnus and ticket holder who was sprayed with fire hoses and arrested after the 1986 edition of the Deep South's oldest rivalry against number 8 at Auburn after he rushed the field during their upset victory. But wait, there's more. Gunnar Stockton's grandfather died of a heart attack in 2010, leaving Everbank Stadium after watching Georgia lose to Florida 34-31 in overtime in their annual rivalry game.
I don't mean to laugh.
You think
That's
you're
terrible.
a die-hard fan?
That's terrible.
Gunnar Stockton's grandfather passed away from the stress of a regular season Georgia football game.
That's
Georgia football runs through Gunnar Stockton's veins,
That is
Connie.
insane. I gotta start checking the script more before we go live.
This is not just because people have been saying, "Oh, this is some Stetson Bennett guy." No. Gunnar Stockton lives, breathes, and his family dies. Georgia football, Connie. And for this reason, pretty much alone, I'm taking Georgia today. Stockton was also the Gatorade Georgia Player of the Year. He has set the state record in passing touchdowns, total passing, rushing touchdowns, and combined passing and rushing yards. Over 13,000 passing yards, 177 passing touchdowns in Georgia. He also rushed for over 4,000 yards and rushed for 77 touchdowns. This is not some scrub quarterback. This is a guy getting an early opportunity in his career. I think he's going to seize the day.
Yes. I will take Georgia for Gunnar Stockton, but for an opposite reason, right? I will take Georgia because the biggest difference that I saw, and again, we only saw Gunnar Stockton for really a half of football in the SEC title game. But I will say the difference between Gunnar Stockton and Carson Beck, Gunnar Stockton will not make the offense about him or try to make a play that he's not capable of making. He will be there. He will hit the check down. He will go through his reads by the textbook. And the way this Georgia team is laid out, right? All you need to do, take the snap, hand it off, or get the ball to the playmaker. You don't need to make the circus play. No, where Carson Beck got that in his head that he needs to be the best player on the school team.
TikTok.
Yeah, that's the problem with these kids these days. All right, you don't need
They gotta be on Fanatics Live.
Yeah, exactly.
If he was buying the Red Sox
Larry
and our
Stockton was
PYT.
like, Larry Stockton hit the check down the Y when he ran the stick. Okay. At the end of the day, this is what Gunnar Stockton's going to do. He's gonna hit the 5-yard out when the deep post isn't there. He's going to take what the defense gives him, and at the end of the day, Georgia has far more talent on this team than Notre Dame does. That's absolutely true. How Notre Dame beat Indiana by mauling them up front will not be the same case.
That's a good point
Today. So again, I take Georgia in this game. I might take Georgia big today.
I think so too. I might tail that as well. I got a question though. I have a theory on Carson Beck.
Okay.
Do you think it's possible that he's not actually that injured? And that Georgia
No,
said...
I think his
you
UCL
think he's
is
that
shot,
injured?
yeah.
I was thinking maybe they're trying to salvage his draft stock and not say we're benching him outright.
No.
And say he's hurt.
That's crazy. I mean...
Crazy things have happened.
We're going to deep take today.
Yeah, the 76ers would have done that. I guess that's Sixers brain for me,
Yeah, it is
Connie.
crazy. Yeah, no.
That's some Joel Embiid kind of nonsense that I got cooked up here.
I don't think Carson...
Kevin says he thinks it's possible, but I don't know.
so, Kev?
Yeah, I don't know. They're saying Gunnar Stockton gives us a better chance to win. So, Carson, we care about you. Thank you for your service. We're going to say your UCL shot.
That's an insane decision to make at that point in the season.
I don't know.
I mean, if that's the case, you move on Carson Beck after the Georgia Tech game.
Well, what do you mean? After the Georgia Tech game. I forgot.
If Carson Beck, because he did not play well in that game.
That's true.
If he gives you the best chance to win Gunnar Stockton, if they're both eligible to play, then you move on then. So
now you brought up a great point about the Notre Dame against Indiana. So Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois this season, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, early,
I was trying to look back in history and see if any national champion has ever lost to a non-group of 5 school or a Power 5 school. I couldn't find it.
No,
I couldn't find it.
I wouldn't believe so.
I saw 2021 UGA. Their one loss was against number 3 Bama.
Yeah.
2017 Alabama. Their one loss was against number 6 Auburn. And then I just went down this rabbit hole and I went back to 1990, checking every single champion. No one had ever lost to anyone close to a non-Power 5 school. So I don't think Notre Dame is tested enough. I don't think you can lose to Northern Illinois, still win a national championship, let alone make it all the way to this far.
Right.
Anything else for you, Connie, on the college football playoff before we move on to some
no, just give me a good football game.
odds and ends? Yeah, come on, that's not too much to ask for. We just got to get a good football game.
Yep.
We had a pretty good football game yesterday in Alabama, Michigan. Alabama 14-point favorites. They were 16.5 favorites in some other places. Michigan wins outright, by the way. Got a couple questions for you. First and foremost, Connie.
Yes.
Do we owe an apology to Indiana and SMU after seeing South Carolina lose, after seeing Alabama lose, after seeing some of these other schools that we said should be put in, and they lose these bowl games?
You know, I didn't watch
Playing
a ton
starters,
of
by the way. Jalen Milroe was playing.
Yeah.
He was, all that.
Yeah, the Sellers kid played for South Carolina. Yeah. I don't know. I still, at the end of the day, I think they still give it a better game. I really do, because, again, we owe an apology. Like SMU lost by field goal. Like Indiana was a close game. I mean, again, they backdoored
the
at
ultimate
the end.
dress-up job.
Yeah. So again, no, I don't think we do. Again, if they lost by 2 points or something crazy like that, and we were banging on the drum, that would have been a different story. But no, I don't think so. What I will say, a couple things. That I didn't see any of the Michigan Alabama game, but I did see a little piece of the Illinois South Carolina game. Yeah. Did you see Brett? Who's the head coach of South Carolina? I don't know his name.
I know you're talking about. Yeah.
But him and
freaking
out. Brett Bielema. I mean, I need to know. I tried to figure out. Honestly, I got back from the golf course. I took the shoes off, laid down on the couch, and I was pretty much done for. I put a fork in me. I was cooked. Because I was very curious to see what that whole situation was about. I know an Illinois player got injured on that play.
Yeah.
And I saw Bielema chirping them on the way out. I wanted to see at the end of the game, did they shake hands? What the outcome of that was. But that, to me, the only thing that stuck out to me in that game at all. But no, I don't think, back to your original question, no, about the apology. No, I don't think so. Like I said, Indiana and SMU did not even put up a fight in either of those contests.
No, I'm with you. I have no apologies to anyone. I still would have rather seen Alabama. And I got to question how much these guys are motivated, right? I mean, I think even if they play the game, I'm wondering what the preparation for that game is actually
like. I said, curfew and all that stuff.
Forget it. You're going home for Christmas.
Yeah,
you're seeing the old-time pals. You put on a few LBs. You're not, really locked in.
No, I don't think
Connie, there was one thing I saw from college football yesterday. It was a wedding. Did you see this at all?
No, I saw the one guy propose to his girlfriend after one of the bowl games.
The wedding video up, Benjamin?
I don't think this is the same story. But then I saw on Twitter some girl comment and say, not the same guy that was trying to fly me out for a game. And
really?
Yeah, so I don't know if that's the same thing. But yeah, I mean, Twitter's a crazy place.
That is
whatever.
Nuts.
Yeah, so
who was it?
I don't know. I don't
remember.
My God. I saw that some guy proposed to his girlfriend after one of these bowl games, and they made a big story about it. And then Dogs by 30, Gunner
Let's
Stockton
go, Patty. Dogs by 30. And then Kev says, shout out to my UConn Huskies.
The Fenway Bowl.
For real, cost me a little money there. Last time I picked against the Huskies in a college
Jim
football
Moore
bowl
still
game.
a coach at UConn?
I don't know,
I
man.
believe so. Jim Moore is the coach.
If so, he's doing a great job. Ben, I want to play this video real quick because we saw the Pop-Tart Bowl, right? And all their shenanigans.
The Pop-Tart Bowl might have the best fanfare out of any bowl I've seen.
Well, we got a second place now.
Okay.
This was at the Cheez-It Bowl yesterday, Connie. Ben, roll the tape over here if you don't mind. A wedding. Honey, forget going to a nice church. Forget the barn. We're getting married at the Cheez-It Bowl, babe.
Oh, my God.
How about this? Aaron Doolin and Eric Yates made the trip down, I believe this was in Tampa, Florida, and got married. They tied the knot at the Cheez-It Bowl. Good old Ched Z swiping in to steal the bride as well. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, I got the over-under on that wedding being 3.5 years. Because again, imagine the family, right? You as people that have daughters, right, walking their little girl down the aisle, and you got some a-hole Ched Z is officiating your daughter's wedding.
Don't you dare call Ched Z an a-hole.
Oh my God.
Ched Z is a saint.
Yeah. Girl,
he's an ordained
taking about it, Cheez-It. Yeah. That's some sophomore at who was playing the Cheez-It Bowl? This was the Alabama game.
I think this was the Alabama game.
No. This was actually the South Carolina game.
This
was the South Carolina game.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
Not even an Alabama game.
Yeah. Some South Carolina sophomore Sigma Pi was officiating your daughter's wedding. Yeah. No, that's brutal.
Would you ever? Would you ever?
No, I don't know. If I meet a girl and that's what she wants to do is get married at the Cheez-It Bowl, I'll be doing a lot more Talkin Slab.
You got Sydney Sweeney saying, Connie, let's get married at the Cheez-It Bowl.
Tell you what, Sydney Sweeney, we could get married on Jupiter for whatever Sydney Sweeney wants to get down. No problem.
I tell you what, I was like, absolutely not. Then I thought, like, what if it's free? You know?
Yeah. What if it's free?
What if it's free?
Oh
you
my
know?
God,
I don't
man.
know if I can turn that down. Everything like that.
Yeah, do you think took care? Like,
100%.
But
we're sitting here and we're talking about it. This is exactly what they wanted. Yes, this is
no. Okay, but again, what's the wedding reception of the Cheez-It Bowl wedding look like?
The reception is it's a big bowl of Cheez-Its and a Michelob Ultra.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
How many Michelob Ultras? Because now you might start piquing my interest.
Carte blanche. You can get as many as you want. Yeah.
All right.
Cheez-Its and Michelob Ultras, baby. Sounds like a day out on the golf course.
Yeah, it sounds like Saturday afternoon.
He says Ghost Energy champagne and Cheez-It cake. That's what I like.
This again. Who's teasing me with an empty can of Ghost Energy here? I would love some Ghost Energy, but like fill it up.
It's intense stuff over there.
I tell you what, I could use about 3 more cups of coffee here. Let's keep it rolling.
All right, but there you go. That was my Cheez-It Bowl absolute nonsense over there. That'll serve as the halftime story today. Because Connie, do we have a segment for you?
Oh boy,
something I cooked up yesterday. The college football playoff.
Not even Q's. Just averaging about 4.5 hours of sleep.
Quiza, yeah, not hungover. Just fireworks in Florida. No courtesy over here.
No. Again, I was expecting a 60 Minutes camera to be following me around because I never even saw a firework.
Me neither.
At that point, I should have seen the grand finale. I should have seen the Pixar intro at this point by the level of fireworks that were going off in my apartment complex.
Till 12:45 in the morning, Quiza.
It sounded like the Sharks and the Jets got a hold of the AR-15s.
There's gonna be a rumble tonight. Yeah, there we go. And I'm not talking about your Aaron Rodgers Jets. We are going to do for, how did you not see any is the question. I don't know. That's a good point. How did you not see
Ben,
any?
did you see any?
Oh, Ben, you're wrong side of the apartment complex.
Wrong side,
there you go.
yeah.
That's what you're paying for?
Yeah, that's exactly right. No, I didn't see any. I even took a video, too. Yeah, that's right. I even took a video. I sent Chani, I said, Happy New Year. He didn't say anything back. But no, that's what I rolled over 11.
That's what you call him, John.
I almost, because I was so tired, I almost thought I was going to sleep through it. I rolled over as 11:59. I go, no. I'm like, ah!
Oh, my gosh. There's some controversy on the Happy New Year. Chani's saying you never wished it for him. But nevertheless. All right, it is 8 a.m. This is almost like our Suncoast Happy New Year as we start 2025.
That was Happy New Year.
That's good stuff, Connie. I like that. Outing you. We're going to do the rankings of the NFL football playoff.
Oh, God.
The 12-team playoff in the NFL. No conferences. This is me, the committee. The committee went deep into into the thought. What's up, the large? Go Irish. We're going Georgia today. Benjamin, would you reveal the committee's playoff selection? There we go. The NFL football playoff. What a good Photoshop job on the top right there. We have our 12 seed, the Houston Texans, our 11 seed, the Cincinnati Bengals. Committee loved how the Bengals are closing out the season. Mm-hmm. Oh, there we go. So there we go on the bottom left. Texans, Vikings. Yeah, shout out Ben for doing this.
Ben needs a mic.
Shout out Josh for putting this together. No big deal. But if you wouldn't mind, you got a little scroll up over here, Ben. The 12 versus 5 seed are automatic bids. Eagles, Chiefs, Bucks, assuming they're going to win the NFC South, they're an automatic bid. Rams, automatic bid, winning the NFC West over there. What do we got here? Oh, Commanders, Packers. What a great wild card matchup here. 10 versus 7 going down. The Bengals, the biggest controversial pick of them all, getting in against the Ravens. And your buys are number 1 seed the Chiefs, number 2 seed the Lions, number 3 seed the Billy Goats, and the number 4 seed the Eagles. So, Connie, on first glance of the NFL football playoff, is there anyone you think I left out? Anyone getting snubbed in this?
Patty said the Finns. There's no chance in hell the Dolphins should be in that. Going just so Washington's in there. No. Like I said, I've been pretty staunch in my opinion that the NFL has been bad this year.
Yeah.
And again, Aaron Rothschild is the only one that disagrees with me. And again, that means I'm doing something right. Because there's 100% the NFL has been down all year. So yeah, no, this is fine. Let's go through here.
All right. So, and by the way, this has left the Chargers out. The Chargers, the first team out of the playoffs.
Yep.
Definitely left the Broncos out. And
that's the one I would have said. I would have had. This is no conference, doesn't matter.
No conference, but if you won your division, you get in pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. Steelers are left out of here as well, Connie.
I might have had. I'll back this up. I might have had the Broncos over the Texans.
Texans are winning their division, though, so they're an automatic bid. That's how it goes.
That was the only thing, because I would have the Bengals over the Broncos. Okay. So that's the only thing I would have had differently.
All right. So going to the top to bottom, any paths you're seeing? Are the Chiefs, I mean, to me, first thing I see is Chiefs got an absolute cakewalk to the championship there. You're going to go Chiefs,
to the
Bucks?
Championship.
Chiefs, Eagles, I don't think.
No. Give me the Bucks are going to beat the Rams. Give me the Bucks beating the Chiefs.
Really?
I am so sick of the Chiefs.
This is your same Ohio State thing.
Yeah. It might be.
You want it to be the case.
I might be sick of that. But there's no, again, give me Baker, give me Mike Evans. Enough with the Kansas City Chiefs being considered a elite football team. Not saying they're not a good football team.
They're 15-1, Conlon.
Look at the record of the rest of the NFL in one-score football games. It is the Giants, the Raiders, the Jets, 2 and whatever. It's the NFL again. Giving the Chiefs.
No, it's
yes, it is. The
what
cocoa butter
three
kisses.
Years in a row? What are you doing 3 years in a row?
No. We're talking about this Chiefs team. Not saying about years past.
Last year's Chiefs team was almost the same exact thing.
No.
It is. No. People were talking about this isn't the same Chiefs team. Mahomes isn't looking the same. I'm not going to pick the Chiefs again this year. And what did they do going to the playoffs? They turned it on. They figured it out. They do it every year, Conlon.
No.
This is the same thing you did with Ryan Day in Ohio State before Tennessee.
Nope.
You just want this to be the case.
Yes, I do. And it will be the case. All right, so start up top right there. Give me the Buccaneers over the Rams. We can go, I guess, by round.
All right. Texans, Vikings on the bottom.
Vikings.
I think the Texans are just broken. I think the Vikings.
The Vikings are very good. That's gonna be if that's the case. The Eagles Vikings is gonna be a hell of a game.
And I think we might see that one in the NFC.
I agree with you, Kev Rips banging the drum. Andy Reid mustache.
He's right. Andy Reid's mustache does have mystical powers.
That's a hell of a football game right there,
dude.
Too.
Commanders Packers would be good. I would go with the Packers. I think the Packers are a better defense than the Commanders.
That game,
that's really
again, based upon this, that game's in Lambeau. I'd probably take Green Bay too.
Yeah, it would be in Lambeau. That's a good point.
That's a really good game. Again, give me Green Bay.
And the Bengals Ravens, man. Bengals Ravens would be the ultimate first round matchup. I feel like the way things are right now, you have to go Ravens. As much as I want to go Bengals, that Bengals defense, I would pick the Bengals against just about anybody. If it was Bengals Chiefs, I might have to take the Bengals over the Chiefs. I just don't know if the Chiefs can score with the Bengals right now. But I think that Bengals defense is so porous that the Ravens would be the tough matchup for the Bengals. I would go Ravens.
I will take Ravens, but I would not feel confident taking the Ravens. I'll take the Ravens. All right, so we'll go to round 2. We'll start right there again. Give me the Bills.
Dog, give me the Ravens.
Give me the Bills over the Ravens.
I'm going Ravens over Bills in any matchup. Again,
I don't know. Give me the Bills right there. Like I said, as a Jets fan, it brings me no joy. Green Bay, Detroit. Give me Green Bay.
Yeah, give me Green Bay, baby. Yeah. I like that.
I will say this though. The Lions won me a little bit back on Monday Night Football.
Me too.
I was very impressed with the Lions on Monday Night Football.
Ultimate Dan Campbell win.
Yeah, Dan Campbell. I tell you what. And this goes back, and I hate to do it to a Jet legend, but Bart Scott was one of the.
Can't wait.
Yeah, can't wait. See you in Pittsburgh. Can't wait. Was one of the loudest people in the media when Dan Campbell got hired in Detroit.
Okay.
And Dan Campbell certainly struggled his first couple of years in Detroit, but that Dan Campbell was not qualified to be a head coach. I have no bias towards the Lions. They mean nothing to me. I just feel good for Dan Campbell. And like I said, was very impressed with that win Monday night.
Kev says Lions defense is hurt, but they ain't slowing down much.
They really aren't.
But here's the thing, man. You gave up 34 points to the San Francisco 49ers. They missed 2 field goals. They missed a couple extra points. Look, it could have easily been a loss, but I don't subscribe to that. The fact of the matter is, every single team the Lions are playing, they are giving up 30-plus points.
Yeah.
It's going to bite them eventually.
Yeah. That's
you play a team like the Bills, right? You saw it bite them against the Bills, 48-42.
Yeah.
I have a hard time picking a team that consistently gives up 5+ touchdowns every single game.
Right.
Happy New Year, Ashley! All right. All right, we're both going Packers over Lions. Maybe a sign of things to come.
Right.
In the NFL playoffs.
Right.
So we got you picked the Bucks over the Chiefs. I picked the Chiefs over the Bucks.
Okay.
So now we got Eagles Vikings. I'm going Eagles here. Sorry to be a homer.
Again, to me, it's whether or not Jalen Hurts playing.
Jalen Hurts is 100% playing.
Okay.
Yes, without a doubt. I think the Eagles have the defense that can actually cover the receivers. Look, Justin Jefferson's going to get his, but I don't think the Eagles are going to have to stop everything they're doing to scheme for Jefferson, which is how the Vikings have been winning these games. I do think the Eagles defense can hang with Jefferson. Look, I'm not saying it'll be a blowout, but I would take the Eagles over the Vikings in that game.
Yeah, that was Rutgers that did that, Kev Rips.
Yes.
That was big RU. RU, honestly, they did that last year against Ohio State.
Yes.
Kyle Monunga, a little fumblerooski.
And then
they didn't score on that possession and we lost the game for them. But
Navy did that again recently against Oklahoma in a bowl game.
Yes.
So I would not be surprised, Kev, to see Eagles pull it out.
No.
They played. They did it a couple times last regular season.
You know who I'm getting fed up with, too,
Who's that?
The Eagles is Big Dom.
Dude, yes!
I am
sick of Big Dom.
Up with Big Dom.
You know Big Dom is so proud to be Big Dom, too.
Oh, my God.
Last night he's going to Tradesman's, all those Philly bars, I'm Big Dom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
He's not the kind of, he's not a lunch pail guy.
Something's going to break about Big Dom being a scumbag, and it's going to come out. Yeah, I don't know. I have a big problem. Dude, because he's just everywhere. Why does Big Dom need a headset? Who is he talking to? He's taking many orders at Arby's.
Well, that's what Kev just said because they kicked him off the field. Remember last season they kicked Big Dom off the field. That's why
they got into a Dre Greenlaw.
Dre Greenlaw punched him and he kind of just shoved back. And then they said, "Get this guy off the field."
And that was the best thing to ever happen to Big Dom's career.
Right.
Yes.
Because of that, they promoted him so that the NFL would not be able. They're like, he's not essential personnel. We're going to remove him from the field. So over the offseason, they said, no, we're going to give him a promotion.
So they gave him a little Toys R Us headset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say,
I saw this the other day. The reason I bring this up is right. So Tanner McKee comes in for Kenny Pickett, throws a touch on A.J. Brown, which A.J. Brown then launches it into the stands, figures it out. And at the end of the game, they're like, they need to go get the ball back for Tanner McKee, and A.J. Brown's going to give him his jersey. I see like the Eagles personnel. Would you tell me the Eagles ball boy, like or the Eagles ball man, head of, you know what I mean? I know in Major League Baseball it's only a head trainer or something like that.
Yeah.
Recovers it. And you see Big Dom just, dude, you know what I mean? You just, there's a camera? Yeah, Big Dom's just skirt on in. Big Dom needs it. Dude, I was like, get this dude off my TV.
See, here's the devil's advocate thing, though. Big Dom is so iconic and so big that maybe if there is a camera, it's just so easy to find him.
No,
there's all these other guys on the sideline that are just normal.
I need to see the whole 22 of Big Dom sprinting from the sideline to get down the end zone to get that football. No chance of that yet. Enough of Big Dom. So back to the actual football game here.
Eagles or Vikings? You just don't want to pick the Eagles, but you know it's the right
I don't want to, but I am
there
going to.
There it is. All right. So you're setting up an Eagles-Buccaneers matchup here.
Similar to what last year?
Oh God, are you putting the Buccaneers in the NFL football playoff?
No.
You're putting the Eagles in the championship.
I am.
Wow, feels good.
Because
feels
again,
good, man.
on this, just because again they're on the right side of this bracket. Really, is their best friend here.
Well, could you make the case they're misseeded? Would they be a 3-seed or a 5-seed, or do you think 4 is fair?
I would have had them over the Lions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
That would have been honestly a tougher matchup for them to me against the Packers. Or no, they're the Lions are the 2-seed. So who's the 3-seed in the NFC?
No, there's no conferences, man. This is the NFL football playoff.
Oh, you got me.
Come on, man. This is it's a thought experiment.
That's right.
All right, so we got Packers over Lions. Then we're gonna get Packers against. You got Packers Bills. I got Packers Ravens, I believe.
Yeah, I took the Bills over the Ravens. Packers Bills. Yeah, I got Bills Eagles then.
Bills, Eagles, dude, that would be a fantastic Super Bowl.
Yeah, it would.
I tell you what, I am concerned about the Bills. Me and Matty Ice talked about this earlier this season. I think the Bills are a fantastic team, but I do get the sense that something's going to give with this team. Not enough weapons, not a strong enough defense. Josh Allen's doing so much. I just feel like something's going to snap.
What are we talking about?
What do you mean, what are we talking about?
Again, not enough, blah, blah, blah. Again, the what are the Bills' losses on this year? I got to go back and I got to now look. Because, again, they beat the Chiefs at home. They lost the Rams right in L.A.
Lions, Ravens? No, they didn't lose to the Lions. Just
No,
the
they beat the
Ravens.
Lions.
I know the Ravens was a loss.
No,
that was a bad loss. 21, like a 35-10 loss for the Bills.
Yeah, that was early in the year, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rams.
they're 13-3. The Rams.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
There we go.
It was.
I don't
lost to
know.
the Ravens week 4, 35-10. Lost at. Yeah, that was another. The loss in Houston was brutal on Sean McDermott.
There we go.
That was terrible clock management by Sean McDermott. I do remember watching. We watched that game at Buffalo Trace Brewing. Ben, you remember that? 23-20. They beat the Jets by 3. They beat blah, blah, blah. Then they win, beat the Chiefs at home. And then they lose a game after a big win at home versus the Niners. They blow the Niners out Sunday Night Football. They lose a close one again in LA, 44-42. The biggest concern for the Bills is defense.
Yeah.
Again, at the end of the day, you have Josh Allen. Josh Allen's the best player in football. And again,
sure.
Patty's banging the drum for Lamar Jackson just because he hates Josh Allen that much. I'm a Jets fan. I'll give Josh Allen his flowers.
Okay,
Josh Allen's doing it with nobody. All right.
But that's my point. Is that eventually
he's done it all year.
He's been doing it all year, sure, but against these teams like the Ravens, right?
They've only gotten better.
They've only gotten better, but that defense hasn't gotten any better. I do think there's going to be a team. I think if they play the Ravens in the playoffs, Derrick Henry's going to tear that defense apart. That'll open everything up for the Ravens. When the Bills play a upper echelon team,
right.
I think they struggle. You know, and I'm not calling them like a Boise State or a Penn State. I think they're better than that. But I just think that the Bills are due for some regression when they play some of these top teams. I can't pick them to go too far in the playoffs. Kev Rip says I'm a Bills hater.
Yeah, I hate the Bills too.
I'm with Kev too. I'm a Bills hater. I think Josh Allen's. I've been calling Josh Allen a turnover merchant. And all that stuff is gone.
Who's better right now, the Bills or the Chiefs?
I would say the Chiefs because
that's insane.
There's 22 players.
And down goes Lamar.
There's 22 players on the field.
That's insanity.
You can't just pick one guy. It's the most important position. There's 22 guys that matter, man. You got to go based on the full, complete team and maybe more importantly, the head coach. The head coach. I would go Andy Reid over Sean McDermott every day of the week and twice on Sundays. I can't say. Well, how can you say the Bills are better?
You've been conditioned by the mass media with Taylor Swift.
No,
That's what
no.
you have.
You are tired of watching the Chiefs win.
I am. I'm sick and I'm tired. And at this point, I am actually getting physically tired, so it's making me even more sick and more tired.
Connie's getting ornery. He's throwing his binky around here today. He's throwing a temper tantrum.
It can't happen again.
Mally says playoff Chiefs are different, and that's what I'm saying. It's the playoff Chiefs against the playoff Bills, and I don't think it's going to happen. Ultimately, I do think my last matchup was Packers-Ravens. In that matchup, I would take the Ravens. You'll set up a Eagles-Ravens Super Bowl in this hypothetical.
Okay.
And for that, I would pick the Ravens to beat the Eagles in my Super Bowl. Or Ravens-Chiefs or Ravens-Eagles. Either way, I'm taking the Ravens to win the Super Bowl, which I don't know I would take them in a normal playoff bracket, but for the sake of my NFL football playoff, I'm going with the Ravens to win the NFL football playoff.
You're still not my dad.
What's that?
Said Mally's still not my dad.
Oh, man.
But no, I guess until until the bad man is put to rest, until Patrick Mahomes is out of my life in the playoffs, I guess we'll see. Again, I tell you what, this year I'm done. This year, the Chiefs win the Super Bowl this year. I'm done. I'm done till when he retires. Call me back.
With what?
I'll be in a community in Cocoa Beach. Tell me, hey, the NFL's back on. Patrick Mahomes is gone in the next 15 years. I say, okay, no problem.
Sound like my grandpa.
I'll watch again. I can't. I'm done.
You sound like my grandpa with Colin Kaepernick, Connie.
No.
One year later, he's back. You can't run from the NFL.
Not even close to the same thing. All right, we do have a little Happy New Year going out to all you fine folks. How about a little
how about that guy right there in front of you?
Right there to take Lamar Jackson's spot. Under Wraps baseball giveaway going live right now. Mahomes to the Jets. No, again, I'm like saying like I would be enthralled, but again, then Patrick Mahomes would turn into Chad Pennington. He'd be a mediocre guy that would get them nowhere.
It's like me talking about the Sixers over here. All right, so what's going on? We're giving away an Under Wraps baseball.
Yeah, apparently.
Just throwing it on us right here. Happy New Year, baby.
Well,
giving it away for the free.
Chat, yeah.
All right, why not? I want to enter this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. All right.
I want to give away the other day.
You did? Where?
I did, and here, by accident. And yet, so the list gets worse. I'm like, you know what? I'm obviously not ripping this. Run it back, rip it. Yamamoto Auto at a Stadium Club. And go, you got to be kidding me. And now because I already won on Fanatics Live that day. You can't win twice.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can't win twice.
Oh, boy. Let's see everything you could have won.
Yeah,
It's a Yamamoto autograph.
That was behind door number 2.
All right, so we got an
pissed.
autograph baseball going away. No Dominic Smith here, but it will be Dustin May. That's for certain.
Dustin May. We've had some major heat coming out with these lately. We
What do we
pulled
got?
the other day. So we had the case of the missing autos on Top Scope update the other day. Missing 23 out of 24 autos. And of course, it happens at 2:30 in the morning. So me and Big Dawg are on the show. I'm like, this is insane. We don't have another. We had nothing. We had to figure it out.
How is that even possible?
I don't know. You know the one auto they threw in there, Victor Medeiros. You know what I mean? Just not Paul Skeens, not Jackson Merrill. Just here's a Medeiros auto. Take it or leave it. Good morning there, Ultimate Finest.
Good morning and Happy New Year.
So luckily, again, we made it right. We threw in the second half case triple threads, but it was unbelievable that happened. Quality control absentee ballot.
All right, let's do a little segment I like to call Connie's Corner.
Oh, boy.
Because I haven't seen you in a minute, and you know what this is going to
yeah.
be about. How about this New York Jets?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't too long ago. You said, I'm back in! They got me, baby! And now next week, last week, excuse me,
Was that was the Jaguars game? Yeah.
40-0. 40-0. Aaron Rodgers post-game is saying, I'm looking at the coach and I say, it might be Tyrod time, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's my Aaron Rodgers
Yeah,
impression
and
there.
then they ended up backdoor covering the over right there. Tyrod Taylor had 2 touchdown passes.
Where are we at with Aaron Rodgers, Connie? Has he played his last snap with the Jets?
After hearing what Garrett Wilson had to say, that the reports have come out that if Aaron Rodgers is back, he's going to request a trade. Again, Garrett Wilson is not your typical diva wide receiver. He says all the right things in the media. The guy just genuinely cares. I think he's been a winner his entire life, right? And it eats at him more than it eats at Sauce. I really, again, I love Sauce. Sauce really bothered me this year. Again, didn't seem to be the same level of commitment that was there in years past. He found the game of golf, the wonderful game of golf. And it was, it's a blessing and a curse. It's a cruel mistress, that game. He then comments on T. Higgins' post about somebody says, tell him to come to the Jets. He goes, I will not be telling him to do that. So again, it's your typical Big Apple circus. So it's a major issue. Yeah, at this point, I losing Garrett Wilson would be, you know what I mean? They're right now, they have me on life support. They have the oxygen. I'm in a chemically induced coma. Garrett Wilson, you can pull the plug. Garrett Wilson gone.
Get him out of here for the greater good.
Yeah.
Jason's been saying the exact opposite.
Yeah.
He's been saying, just save Garrett Wilson.
No, that's what I'm saying. If Garrett Wilson goes, pull the plug on him.
I thought you meant save yourself, Garrett Wilson.
No.
Too good for us.
No, he is, and I wouldn't. Again, there's players like I am the biggest Sam Darnold supporter because Sam Darnold was cast out of New York.
Yeah.
And he was put on quite literally the worst roster in NFL history. I mean, they had Siobhan Peake as their number 3 wide receiver. Yeah, exactly. He's spinning that Valvoline oil sign 3 miles down the road here. So he was put out to pasture and put in blame, always handled it like a consummate professional. So I really hope Sam Darnold gets what he's worth. He has a big free agent signing. I'm not saying that Sam Darnold's going to be a Hall of Famer by any chance, but he's had a really good year.
He's a good quarterback. He's an NFL quarterback.
Good for him. At the end of the day, Zach Wilson too. You know what I mean? I had a bigger problem with him. Yeah, I had a bigger problem with him. Whatever, he got out. I really hope they can maintain Garrett Wilson, but if he chooses to leave, there would be nothing that I could say as a Jet fan that Garrett Wilson didn't try to do. He's played hurt. He's made incredible catches. He's played the extent of the game. He hasn't quit. So again, this is my Garrett Wilson tip of the hat to you. You've been unbelievable. Rodgers, time to go. Again, he hasn't been great. He hasn't been terrible either. The Jets are just a circus. And tell Willie, I'm now... I always had an excuse before, and again, just read the mug.
Excuses are the nails that build
the house of failure. At this point in time, I don't know what it is because, Jordan Travis. I don't know Jordan Travis exists. Honestly.
Is Aaron Rodgers going to play next week, or do you think they give it to Tyrod or Jordan Travis?
I would, if Jordan Travis is healthy, throw Jordan Travis out there. 1,000%.
Okay.
Yeah, give me Jordan Travis. Because I have not seen picture,
what you have
video ever. I'm ready to put out an Amber Alert for Jordan Travis because I don't know he actually exists. Since they drafted him, I haven't seen a single social media clip. And the Jets love to pump up their social media when they're getting punched in the face on Sunday. Like Tuesday, Woody's got, hey, black on black this week. Woody, run the damn ball. That's my Jets minute.
Would you be? Do you have a little Jordan Travis card stock at all?
No.
You know, you got nothing. Would you?
There's no evidence that Jordan Travis exists. So no, he's not on a card.
Kev Rip says he does.
Kev
Rip says he does.
Good for you, Kev Rips.
Hold it tight, man. Because who knows after this weekend? I will say though, it would be the most Aaron Rodgers thing to do, and I hope Patty's listening. If they start him on Sunday, just slinging the rock all over.
Yeah,
man.
I hope they beat the Dolphins.
I think if Aaron Rodgers starts this weekend, he's going to just pop off. Whether it's his last game of his career, whether it's a little audition for somewhere else next year, I would not be surprised. One last parting gift for Woody saying, "Good luck drafting a little lower next year." Woody.
I will say this, and this is a good point you just brought up. I will say this right today, January 1st. Wow, 1-1. This will not be Aaron Rodgers' last game. Aaron Rodgers' ego alone will not let him go out like this. I believe it'll be his last game in New York, 1,000%. He will go somewhere on a 1-year deal. He'll take Devontae Adams with him. Wherever they go, it'll be a last dance scenario.
It's awesome.
1,000%.
But he doesn't have Vigo anymore, you know?
Yeah.
It's just hilarious.
Yeah.
Don't forget Alan Lazard says Kev Reps.
Yeah.
I'd sign up for that.
Yeah.
Is there
off Randall Cobb, too.
Is there any smoke to the Rex Ryan fire over there in New Jersey?
No, it's just that another
circus?
Another addition to the clown show.
Oh, come on. I want it to happen. I want it to happen so bad.
So the problem is just Rex.
Good old Tito's Burritos Rex.
Yeah, Rex had decent teams. Like, Rex had a defense that was legit. The Jets had a top 5 offensive line and rushing attack. Rex, like the loudmouth style Rex played, could be backed up because the Jets were physically dominant.
Yeah.
That is not this Jets team.
He's got to rebuild something.
Yeah. Rex has got to put a lot more work in than Rex would like to do.
All right, next question, most importantly, what are you shooting at TPC Tampa?
I shot, we only played through 12. I think I was...
Again?
Yeah, well,
ridiculous.
This time, honestly, we could have played another one. Matty asked, like, you hungry? Let's go. I'm like, all right.
You pay all that money for golf and then you play 12 holes?
It's ridiculous. I was like, you know what? But I didn't want to see him throw another club, so I was like, all right, let's go.
That's enough.
So I was 57 through 12.
All right.
Yeah, not bad.
What have you felt about the
plus 15
Yankees offseason over here, right? I know we've kind of briefly discussed it, but like I said, I haven't seen you a ton. No Juan Soto, obviously. We all freaked out about that, but seems like they're doing pretty good. But as a fan, how do you feel as a fan about this Yankees offseason?
I think I've come to grips with this is the problem with the Yankees now. I come to grips with the Soto thing a little bit more because I do think it's too much money. I like that. I'll rank the Yankees moves off the top of my head. There might be other stragglers in order here. Devin Williams trade.
Yeah.
First and foremost. To give up Cortez and Dubin for Devin Williams, who I think when he's on, top 2 or 3 bullpen arm.
Yeah, no, without a doubt.
I'll then put Max Fried behind that. Didn't love the money they gave Max Fried.
Okay.
Didn't love the money they gave Max Fried. I'll put Goldschmidt after that. And you can kind of, Goldschmidt and Max Fried can kind of go neck and neck.
I love the Goldschmidt move.
I don't mind it.
There's no risk.
But I don't love it only on a year. I'd rather have a couple years.
He's like 40 years old, man.
Give me a couple years.
You don't want another DJ LeMahieu situation on your hands.
But I don't want a year either. And then I'll go Cody Bellinger. Did not love the Cody Bellinger.
Really? Okay.
Especially to play center field.
Kev Rip says, for me, Piazza's still in the Mets when it comes to baseball.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you. Look, man, I think the Yankees have been doing a great job.
Yeah.
I really have. I feel like you should be excited as a Yanks fan. That lineup now top to bottom. Is there any move still out there you're looking for?
Well, now that you have Goldschmidt playing first, I guess Jazz, again, now Glaber's gone. And what an infield that's going to be. Glaber, Torres, and Javi Baez up the middle. Tell you what, 2 of the laziest gloves defensively. Unbelievable raw talent. Laziest defensive players you'll ever see.
I bet you Javier Baez is going to ride the pine this season.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that's why they got Glaber. They're going to say, Matt Vierling, you're playing second base, buddy, because you're better than Javier Baez at this point.
Yeah.
No, I agree, Major League Polls. You do not want to pay Glaber Torres. I think it's telling you got a 1-year deal at that age.
Yeah.
No way. You do not want to pay Glaber Torres.
Yeah.
Under 5 minutes left, by the way, till we give away an under-odds baseball.
Hop in that giveaway. So at the end of the day, I have concerns because there's still one infielder short in my mind. I think Jazz's arm is a waste at second, so I think you need to either have Peraza play second, or again, I think Volpe, his best position would probably be second base. Volpe is a below-average shortstop arm. He's a very good defender. He's a below average, like range and mobility wise.
5 field tool, 3 arm tool kind of guy. You're saying, yeah. I get what you're saying. I never thought about
has the better arm. I don't know glove wise what, because you really haven't seen him play enough. So I still think they're one infielder short. I don't think that means they should necessarily go out and get somebody. I think again we need to go see. Just like pull whole sending years. Yeah. Again, at the end of the day, they weren't going to give Juan Soto, or they were going to give Juan Soto $760. They were $5 million short. Juan Soto never wanted to be a Yankee. So again, I don't want to overpay for somebody that really didn't want to be here.
Ultimate says they still lost on Soto. Goldschmidt is old and won't be like before, just like Poole's ending year. No, I mean, I don't disagree with that Ultimate, but the way I look at it is there's no risk. It's a 1 year, $12 million deal for Paul Goldschmidt. Like, if that's even the case, so what? You're the New York Yankees. It's $12 million down the drain. You move on and see what you got with Ben Rice, you know? So to me, I hear what you're saying, Ultimate. I don't think it's like this be-all, end-all kind of like, yes, World Series now. But I do think, to me, it's a decent little move to kind of bolster. Like, Goldschmidt might be hitting 6th or 7th for this Yankees team. Like, you had Anthony Rizzo last season.
This team is, if I would be very interested, there's rumor that Luis Ariz might be on the chopping block.
No, I mean, they're trying to train him. I was thinking Ha-Seong Kim, if we're going to go for a former Padre middle infielder,
that's not bad either.
But that would be
they need somebody with contact, because that's going to be the Yankees' biggest problem. They lose a guy like Juan Soto, who walked a ton, but he also put the ball in play a lot.
Big time. So, I mean, dude, Luis Ariz on that Yankees lineup would be chef's kiss right there. That's a complete lineup. Have him lead off nonetheless, and then you're really kicking.
If they do that, then the offseason's an A. Right now, I think you're at a B+.
I'd honestly give it an A right now. I think you're. I can't blame you. That's why I wanted to ask you as a fan, because you get attached to Juan Soto. I can't blame you. I would too. I'm giving the Yankees an A right now, and it can only go higher to an A+.
Right.
And Ultimate's agreeing with the Arias. I do think they should go after Vlad Jr. I just have to assume that market is not. It's not worth it right now for anyone.
No, it's not worth it right now. And again,
you can wait.
I'm worried about the money that somebody's going to give Vladdy Jr. And again, this is not to be personal. I believe once that deal signs, that fork's going to get a little bit heavier. I am very worried about the waistline on Vladdy Jr. I'm telling you right now, I am very concerned with where that money goes and how many Golden Corral emblems buffets are in that guy's future. Because I think he will be he is like Tony Gwynn.
I love watching Arias and Stephen Kwan are two of my favorite players to watch.
Kwan's not a good one.
I just love watching guys who've got great back control, don't strike out a ton. And I feel like you said, Yankees certainly need that right now.
Yeah, they definitely do.
And put a pin on that Vladdy Jr. thought. Don't get yourself in trouble here, but I do think when there's smoke, there's fire. All right, Connie, so here's what we're going to do. We got a minute left on this giveaway. 90 seconds on this giveaway. Once this givey's up, we're going to send it right over to our guys in the other room. Get some auctions running and rolling today, if I'm not mistaken, to kick off a new year. But before we do, with a minute left in our show, I wanted to ask you, we have 5 noon college basketball games today.
Oh, my goodness, dude.
Are we taking 5 first half unders? Because think about this here, Connie. Even if these college kids aren't out, hitting the old town, hitting the old bars with a team, there's a ton of fireworks last night. No one was getting any sleep.
No one got any sleep.
Those jumpers, I don't even know what these games are. I'm saying we just slap a unit down on 5 first half unders. It's the New Year's Day kind of hangover play. What do we think?
No.
You're not. You're not blindly throwing it out
because
there?
Again, I got a budget here, man. It's New Year, new me. God, the word budget is entering my vocabulary this year.
Hey-o,
I'm gonna be 28 in 20 days. So again, we're gonna figure some things out here. Because I want to own a jet ski by June.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I can't.
Big goals.
Yeah, big goals. Big 2-8. Johnny has jet skis, so he inspired me.
There you go. Like Chandi.
I think I'll save my money for college football today. I will tell you, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights travel to Bloomington tomorrow night to play Indiana.
Giveaways running, Connie. Giveaways running. Good luck, everybody. Are we opening it? We're opening it. Right on
depends on who wins if they want to rip or ship.
Oh, okay. Good luck, Danny G! Taking it down, baby! Congratulations, Danny G! Fanatics under wraps baseball. Danny, are we ripping or are we shipping?
Danny, you want us to rip this? Find out who's inside?
I want to rip it. I want to see you get open. I want to see who's in there.
Do you have a cutter over there, Ben?
Let's see what we got. Let us know, Danny, are we ripping or are we shipping? But yeah, you were saying we got college football all day. We are on Georgia. Love Georgia and Gunnar Stockton, a man whose family has died for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was an absurd story to put in there. That was insane. I did not expect that.
It was on the Wikipedia. It has to be true.
Legitimately died leaving a Georgia-Florida game is crazy.
What do we got, Danny? Come on, I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm on the edge of my seat. Guy wins an under-house baseball on New Year's Day. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, too. Is like there's 55 entries in there. There's 33 heads. Somebody was, DoorDashing.
Dude, New Year's Day, I was surprised we had anybody in here. This early in the morning, you're waking up and you're checking Fanatics Live. More power to you.
Yeah.
After a doozy of a night.
That's dedication, baby.
What do we got, Danny? Come on now. I want to see this ball rip personally.
I kind of want to see it rip, too. But if he doesn't, we're just going to kick it over there. We'll send it to him sealed.
Appreciate that,
Kev. Yep.
Do you want to wait one more second? I got
one more second.
All right, I'll do my 5 biggest hangover days of the year.
Oh, I'd love to hear
Considering
this.
today's, what's up, Greenlaw? Today's got to be a huge one. I wrote it down. Hold on, I want to get this right.
This is the first year I haven't drank on New Year's Eve.
Me too.
Since I was 16.
Since I was 4. No, I'm kidding. No. Number 5, the morning after St. Patty's Day. Because St. Patty's Day sometimes falls on a Tuesday.
St. Patty's Day it's a day spot for me.
Well, that's why it's number 5. Otherwise, it'd be higher. Number 4 is Thanksgiving. Just statistically, night before Thanksgiving, the number one bar day in America.
That's number 4?
Number 4 is Thanksgiving. Number 3, this might be my number 1 personally, July 5th. I always have a big July 4th.
Do you have a doozy of a day on July 4th?
Dude, 4th of July is one of my favorite holidays.
It is.
July 5th is always just like and then I usually end up working on July 5th also because it's like the summer, it's like a Tuesday. I'm like, the work is a big aspect for the hangover, right?
Yeah.
If you have a hangover, that's why Thanksgiving's 4. It's like, doesn't matter. I'm eating all day.
Yeah, that's true.
July 5th is tough. I'm usually working.
Right.
Number 2, which is also the worst thing, Super Bowl Monday, dude. Because that's not just the drinking, it's the buffalo chicken dip, it's the fried food, and Super Bowl Monday,
I've never been a big Super Bowl drinker.
Really?
Unless in college. That was any day in July.
Dude, Super Bowl for me, because it's the food that makes it, the sluggishness is unbearable.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, Kev. It's the 50 wings plus the little Michelob Ultras.
Super Bowl, and so your number 1 is...
Number 1 is today.
The number 1 is today.
Today's the number 1 day. I mean, almost everyone is off. Shout out to college football because they know. They're like, everyone's just going to be doing this.
Yeah.
The whole FanDuel app, whatever you got.
Now you got me.
And look, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing for those who are able to enjoy it. For me here, it's amazing. We're all over here working. Bang, you got football on. You're taking care of business.
Yeah.
You're slapping your Arizona State plus 12.5 ticket to your game.
Yeah, come on,
You're
baby.
comping some cards. What's better than that? Danny, are we ripping?
Come on,
Danny, let's rip
I will
this
say,
thing.
I'll leave you to this.
Yeah.
One of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life, we had a Super Bowl Sunday party in college. It was it's junior, senior year. It was a blizzard out. So we had the attendance that started at 50, whittled down to about 17 people. We ordered 10 Little Caesars pizza for a total of $50. Seeing my buddy.
Little Vladdy Jr. action,
reading the paper, eating Little Caesars pizza the next morning was top 5 for me. That cracks me up.
That is something that I would do. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to send it over and get our day started with some auctions. Danny, should we put his sticky note on there and put it in that room so if he does pop in and we want to rip it, we can just do it anytime.
Yep.
Connie, great stuff.
Always
appreciate you guys. Don't go anywhere because we got dollar auction starting in just a couple moments. Happy New Year, everybody. Congrats to Danny on the free baseball and go Birds. We'll see you on Suncoast Sports. Adios.